Hi friends, today we are going to be working on some more different types of division. So I have a math message to kind of get your brain going right now. We've got Amy's 127 days older than Bob. How many weeks is that? And I want you to pause right here and go ahead and see if you can come up with some different number models or solutions on how you would figure that one out. When you're ready, you can unpause the video. Okay. So you might have used some estimation strategies that, you could have used some extended facts. You might have broken them up into some different friendly numbers like we talked about yesterday. Or simply, you should either way be thinking about this as our big number here. It's our dividend. And we're dividing it, figuring out how many weeks is that. When we think about a week, we know that's 7 days. So no matter which way you're thinking about it, you should be thinking about 127 divided by 7. Now you could have written this as 127 divided by 7, 127 divided by 7, 7 times what equals 127? Okay. So go ahead and make sure that you've got plenty of room because we're going to explore what we call the partial quotient division algorithm as we check our solutions to this problem. So I'm going to erase. I hope that you've written down your answer. Okay, so when I think about 127 divided by 7, we're going to use some more friendly numbers and break this up into some partial quotients right there. So at the top of your page, go ahead and write partial quotients. Okay, you might notice the word part and partial quotients right there. So our strategy for finding partial quotients is to use friendly numbers. You want to rename the dividend as an expression containing multiples of that divisor, okay? So I could think about this as 70 plus 57. I'm going to do that. So as I know, I'm going to go ahead and draw my line right here using my extended facts right there. How many 7s? I'm going to break this up. I'm going to break this up into some more friendly numbers, kind of using that as my model right there. I know 127 can be broken up into 70 plus 57. So how many 7s are in 70? Okay, because 10 times 7 is 70. I can go ahead and do 10 and subtract my 70 right there. So when I've got 127, I've done 10 7s, 70 right there, and I got 57 left. Okay? How many 7s are in 57? Well, I know that 7 times 8 is 56. So if I put 8 7s, then I've got 56. And I subtract the difference to see how much dividend I have left, and I've got 1. Okay, so right here I'm going to add up my different partial quotients. Putting that at the top of the house right there, and then I've got a remainder, don't I? I can write that as an R1. I can also think about it as 1 being left to divide my divisor by 7. 1 divided by 7, we could also rewrite that as 1/7. Okay, so 127 divided by 7 is the same thing as 18 and 1/7. Okay, so go ahead where you are. I want you to label some different parts. I want you to label your dividend. To label your divisor. I want you to label your remainder. And circle your whole quotient. Okay, we're going to go ahead and practice this a couple of more. So I'm going to erase right here. Please make sure that you pause and get those notes down before moving on. Okay, now you may already know the traditional way to do this, and that is totally fine. We are going to practice today, though, using that partial quotient algorithm because it leads better to mental math. So today I'm going to ask for you to show me all of your work so I can see that you're understanding. But soon I might not ask you to show me that work if you're going to use that partial quotient. You can do some of this in your brain, some of those mental math strategies. Okay? So let's go ahead and take a look at, let's do 1,010, and we'll divide that by 6. So 1,010 is our dividend, and 6 is our divisor. So I'm going to draw a line here and keep track of my different partial quotients. Okay, I like to use extended facts when I think about that partial quotient algorithm. So I'm looking here and I know there's how many 6's are in 1,010. Well, there's at least 100 of them, right? If I'm thinking about place value, if I go to 1,000, there's definitely not 6,000 or 1,000 6's. That would be 6,000, so that wouldn't work. So I'm going to use my next place value, 100. So if I put 100 6's in, that'd be 600. And I'll subtract my dividend to see how much left I have to divide by. Okay, so now I have 410 as my dividend. I'm dividing that by 6. Well, I know that, I know 6 times 5 is 30, so 6 times 50 is 300. Okay, so I can subtract my dividend there. All right, now I know that 6 times 50 this time was 300. That's too much, so I'm going to use my place value of 10 to go ahead and put 10 6's in there, or 60 of them. Leaves me with 50 left. Okay, well, I know 6 times 8 is 48. Leaves me with 2 left. Okay, so right here I've got a remainder. Go ahead and label your remainder. And I want you to rename this remainder. Instead of putting R as a remainder 2, we've got 2 as our divisor, left into 6 equal groups, or 2 6. That's an equivalent fraction to 2 6. You might write that as 2 6. You might write that as 1/3, because I can divide 2 6 by 2 and get both my top and bottom for equivalent fraction right there. Okay, so I'm going to look here. I got all my partial quotients. I'm going to add all of those up. So I have 150, 68, and 2 6 or 1/3 left. Go ahead and circle your quotient, total quotient at the top right there. Okay, friends. So I want you to go ahead and try this on your own. Make sure that you show me all of your work, and I might come around and quiz you on it and have you explain, kind of be the teacher. But you need to do your math journal pages 101, and then I will probably come around and call for you, and we'll be playing a game here a little bit later, okay? So after you've got this written down, I will be looking for your notebook, so make sure that you've got all of those notes that I'm expecting, and then go ahead and do page 101 in your math journal. All right, friends, thanks for watching. We'll see you later.